welcome back to this another live session for the NFP coming up in few hours. So this is our first session on the day of NFP Friday, and this is pretty important day, as you know, that what I would say that the most important day of the month, as we are looking for a couple of entry as in few hours coming up. And we can see there has been some kind of shutdown, and we see there are some data might be delaying the messages coming here. That's completely fine for us. Looking at here on if we look at here, you can see that JPY was pretty volatile early, that you can see with the data has come out. And currently what we can see the market from the dollar perspective, we have later today non-farm employment change. Now due to the shutdown is showing as tentative, but I think the timing should be in the same time, that means in our NY session. Now we can see that this is very interesting, that we see non-farm employment change showing that tentative due to the shutdown. Now what's coming up here, Japan's economy and monetary policy. So there has been some news has come out from the reader, so that definitely have some movement on dollar yen. We can see dollar yen, there was a unusual break above, and the market from that break has completely rejected below here. So we are looking at on couple of JPY pairs, also the Gbpjpy currently approaching this daily high here. So if you look at the daily level, and from the lower time frame, if you look at it, you can see this is a one single move back to the upside on the 1 hour chart on Gbpjpy, that from the daily perspective approaching this daily resistance line. If we look at the weekly, we can see also the market showing up here in that area. So looking at first of all gold, and then we will be looking at the JPY pairs. Now before I progress further, traders, make sure you give a thumbs up and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I am posting every single day. Let's look at here where the market is heading to, and as NFP, I hope that everybody ready for a big trading week. Say yes in the live chat if you are ready for this NFP coming up in few hours, though it is tentative due to the shutdown. But we are looking at here on gold first of all, and also we'll keep other pairs, dollar yen, in our second window as usual to look at that what kind of trading opportunity you might find on dollar yen. And also we'll be looking at quickly DXY as well to see where the market is heading, and then we will be jumping on gold. Now first of all, looking at DXY in this gold window for the overall picture in the market. So, and then we will see that what we can expect due to the NFP coming up. Looking at here on the monthly chart, you can see this is the monthly price action on DXY. It's a newly opened candle on the monthly, and because this is the monthly candle on the monthly, this is a doji here, and with this doji on the monthly, if you look at pretty big long doji on the monthly on DXY, and because this is the monthly candle with a red doji, we have seen the price has tested the both direction. If we look at the weekly, we are almost nearing to the end of the week, and as expected there was a initial break below that we have seen in the past. Now are you going to see that DXY dropping back again, or it is going back up again to retest that high that we are looking at on the daily chart? All right, so you can see that from the daily there was a daily green candle. Guys, are you looking it as a bullish price action or a bearish price action? What I think here, this is the key, that if you look at this green candle, which way the smart money traded this market. Look at the high of those candles. You can see this is the daily high, and also this is another daily high. So two important daily high has broken, and this was a falling market, right? So you can see that from the daily, the market was dropping down here, creating series of lower high in that area. That means what we are looking at here, that the market to break below, right? So this is the 4-hour chart. Now, the way the market has reacted to this breakout that you can see on DXY, with this breakout, what we are looking at, the market to potentially break below, right? This is the support level, and that's what we are looking at. If this is the 1-hour price action, there is one single break to the upside. Now this could be looking like a bullish impulse. Do you think that it's a bullish impulse, or it's a fake out for another drop? What we are looking at, that this is a one single move back to the upside. The major trend that we can see on DXY is bearish, that we have seen in quite a few weeks and months now. Therefore, from the daily, we can interpret that DXY potentially to be downside here today. Now, if DXY is getting downward pressure on this market, looking at the lower time frame, that DXY might get that downside move here in that area. Therefore, let's look at the gold now. If DXY is getting bearish move, where we are looking at gold? Are you guys ready for gold, or you would like to see more on USD pairs? What's your thought on that, guys? Let me know in the live chat which one you are looking at the moment. Welcome Euro USD up, welcome. So are you looking at gold or euro dollar? Share with me your thought. Welcome, thank you. Gold, how many of you gold? Gold, anyone else? Gold only, okay. Anyone else, any different instrument they're looking at? Okay, so USD/JPY, we have placed it on our second window. Dollar yen. Okay, we are looking at gold. Cool. Gold, yeah. Anyone else on gold? Awesome. All right, cool. Now, I'm also looking at gold, as we have seen that yesterday's breakdown of gold is out of textbook, right? There was a sudden, I would say, that massive breakdown on gold. What was the reason for this breakdown? Do you have an idea about that? What was the reason for this breakdown? It was an out of textbook, right? Suddenly, the market has broken down against the trend. Now, we have seen one in the past here, and then was moving in a nice looking uptrend. Suddenly, there's another one here. Now, that breakdown, what was the reason behind this breakdown that we have seen previous day here on gold? And looking at that breakdown, which is a complete breakup structure, followed by another now showing that potentially bullish impulse with the NFP. Now, with that breakdown, the market has penetrated back below to this key support level. And now, later we saw that some of the recovery has come with multiple liquidity trigger in that area on gold. Now, that move we have seen yesterday in that support level, 39 high, big point. Okay, so you see that just for 3897, it didn't reach 3900. The market had a breakdown again from that level now before it reached to 3900. So that means the market didn't test that 3900. Instead, from that level, straight drop back to 38 nearly to 00, and then it's now pushing again up back. That means because it gained momentum, there is a very, very important point that you can look at is potentially it is creating a channel here, right? And because it's creating a potential channel in that area, if you look at, you see, this is a channel that the market is creating in that area. And with this channel, as the price tested this high, drop back to this support level, bounce off that zone, drop back to this support, bounce off that zone. We have seen that break. And now what we can expect the market to return again to the major direction of the trend. That means from the technical aspect that we are looking at in this market is bullish. Now we have decided from the technical point of view that gold is bullish, right? This is what the first step that we need to look at when we are looking at the market is to see that the trend, right? The trend is the most important part. That's where you will be looking to see that where the market is heading. Now, because the market is showing or creating this trend in that area, looking at the price to potentially now break above to that key resistance line. This is the bounce from that level. The way the market structure is forming here, right? So you can see that a move, it's a healthy trend because there is a pullback in that trend. When there is a pullback in the trend, that is where the high probability trade setup comes in play in that market. So that being said, I'm looking at the lower time frame, looking at the 15-minute and the lower time frame here, that this market is currently bullish. With this head and shoulder, we have seen that lower time frame break. Now it is again creating that another bounce off that level. Now if we combine the daily market is very important because that's where we'll be able to see that daily high and daily low. I'll be deleting those levels to see a new area of value. This is the daily support and this is the daily high here. What is our level that we can look for entry? Understanding the fact is very important because that's where you can see that where the market is trending. Now you can see that there is a daily doji that has long wick on both direction, and with that long wick, expecting that gold to bounce off that level. The way the market is formed, now I'm going to the sessions low because we have looked at the daily low. Now looking at the sessions low, this is the current sessions low. Now in an uptrend, guys, again I'm putting that note as a in an uptrend, we are looking at the sessions low to be tested for a bullish trading opportunity here. Now from the intraday, what kind of trend it is showing, though we saw that there was a breakup structure, but we can see the market is showing the trend back to the upside, and that's what we are looking at in this market for this price to potentially look at here in that area. Now let's look at here 15-minute chart. This is the sessions low, and in that sessions low, all right, so this is where a series of higher low that we are looking at for the market to break below, testing that support, and then to trend back to the upside here. Waiting for now this market to test this level, as there was an order block. Understanding order block will set you free in terms of trading, right? Because this is where the smart money bought this market. If you look at here, what you can see, this is an order block, and that's an order block where resistance, turn support, expecting the market to trend back below here in that area. So that being said, here looking at that the market to potentially trend down here for another retest, and that's where our entry. This is today's level that we are looking for buying this market, potential buy level if the market is coming here. Not only coming here but also dropping with specific criteria. Understanding specific criteria is very important to look at how the market structure is building that momentum in those areas. You can see that this is the potential buy level. We're looking at gold to possibly drop down here, retest, and then rebound back again to the major direction of the trend. However, there is always an alternative probability available in trading. Never be specific in your direction, anything when you are trading. It's like understanding probability is very much understanding like the Schrödinger's cat experiment. Understanding probability is knowing that anything can happen when you open the position. Okay, when you are trading, you need to look at from a very, very unique perspective that the market may completely do different than what you have planned. So what is your plan B? What you're gonna do when the market is not listening to you? And that's what we are looking at here. This is our primary plan. If the market is not coming here for this session, from the 4-hour perspective, we'll be waiting and keep observing the price action until it reach that level. If this candle closing in 2 hours 40 minutes, still quite a long while, and we will almost nearing to that candle close until it close. If the market is not going up there for retest, not coming down here, we'll see that candle close above, and then we will be waiting for the session's low for the next candle. Now each time we are getting a new session's low, and that's what here make a big difference when you are trading. Very simple. Wait for the session's low in an uptrend, the market to hit with a bigger ATR candle. Do you have an idea about the ATR? Let me know in the live chat if you don't have any idea about the ATR of the market. Now if you look at here, you can see this is a support level, waiting for the market to test that potential buy level and then to reject back again to the upside here. The current move that you can see on the 1 hour also showing that possibly this is a remaining bullish here in that area. If you are enjoying the live session, make sure you like this stream and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I'm posting every day. And also stay connected by joining the Telegram. You can find link below this video for more updated education as well as analysis that I'm posting every day. As NFP coming in few hours, so you see this tentative today due to the government shutdown. You have an idea about that one here. There's a shutdown and that's showing as tentative. That means it might not follow the exact schedule timing, but I think that highly likely the market will have the spike in the same time as regular. That means we could see that non-farm employment change, unemployment rate, and average hourly earnings that zone here, those news that coming will be here, the spike potentially coming in that area. Okay, so this is what I'm looking at in that area. So to give us a possible entry before and after the NFP, because if you look at the market is trending, right? So here is the key zone that we are looking at, and as the market is trending, the current level looking at, and this is what looking at. This is a key support level. Which one we are looking at? Here's the support level. The market is approaching that level, which is a key level of support, expecting the market to trend back down here to that support area and then to return. Now currently we see that this break to the upside is a sign of, again, potentially bullish move that we are looking at. Now where is the fair value gap here? Understanding fair value gap also will give you much more better understanding of the market structure. And you can see there's a crossover of 10 and 20 EMA here in that area. And with this 10 and 20 EMA crossover on gold, the market has made its move potentially back to the upside, currently approaching this another key resistance line. And because the market is approaching this another key resistance line, which is resistance here and also resistance here, creating a new higher high could give the market to return again back below to that support level. Now we are not going to go long from the higher high, as our goal here is to look for the trade from a key level of support. Now, what other factors that we need to consider when we are entering into the trade? What other factor we are looking at when we are looking into the trade? Now the other factor that we are considering here is a head, left shoulder and the right shoulder, which is very important to look at. Now you can see that this is an inverted head and shoulder. Inverted head and shoulder. Smiley face. Inverted head and shoulder. What kind of pattern that you can see here? Pattern is very important. We talk more often about the pattern, right? You can see pattern in everywhere. You can see pattern in human brain where there is a thinking, right? There is a neuro connection, and you can see the same pattern in galaxy, right? One is the microcosm, the other one is a macrocosm. One is a smaller, the other one is bigger, and then probably higher than that. Not probably, certainly, and it's an infinite, right? And if you go to the like if you take the human brain and same network with the galaxy, so that's a pattern that you can recognize. That means what is happening on the lower scale is also mirroring on the higher scale, right? That's a pattern. Now, if you look at here, the same kind of pattern you can spot in the market. The market moves according to pattern. Once you understand that, either you have knowledge or no, you become better trader. Now look at this one here. What kind of market structure you can see in that area? So you see that this is an inverted head and shoulder, right? And that inverted head and shoulder that you can see, resistance, support, support. There is a very important key that we can unlock in that area. USDJPY buy or sell. USDJPY, we can see a break from the structure. We will be looking at that. Now, what we can see in that area, this is an inverted head and shoulder with an order block. And there's a very subtle key that we can pay attention, guys. Smaller clues will give you a bigger understanding of the market. If you look at the right shoulder and the left shoulder, you see there is an upside here. Okay, see the levels like that. It's not a flat, it's a angular pattern, right? So what information you can find with that angle, right? Look at this price action here. This is 15 minutes price action. Look at this price action here, this candlestick pattern. You see, the previous doji was a narrow candle, the previous doji, and then the market has crossed that low, closed as a bigger bullish engulfer here on Xauusd. And that move that you can see with this impulse back to the upside with a one single move, the price has created that bounce off that level. And currently we can see the 15 minutes price action, which is showing that the price to be potentially bullish, creating series of higher lows. So leaving a very important key level of support that you can see in that area, which is an inverted head and shoulder, leaving that this market potentially to trend back here to the upside to create a new higher high in that area. So that being said, looking at the lower time frame, we see there is a break of structure now at the moment, wanting to see that it's coming back to break any of this previous key level for us to be able to enter the trade in that movement. I hope that that makes sense to you guys. Make sure you like this stream if you are enjoying the live session, and also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done yet. Press the notification bell so that you are not missing any of the content that I am posting every day. Thank you. Welcome. Now, looking at the market structure, trading from a very foundational perspective is looking at the market structure. Observation is key. So when you are trading, to look for the bigger trade in the market, then the best way is to first observe the market structure. Why it is important to observe? Guys, keep in mind that some of the things that you can learn, right? You can learn to solve an equation, right? Even no matter how complex it is. This is a skill that you can learn because it's mathematics. It follows a specific set of criteria. And you know the operations, right? You know the priorities, solving a maths, you know that how it works. But the market is futuristic. Every moment there is a new market structure, completely random and completely new, right? Every moment, if you look at the 1 minute chart, that you will see that if you map the market, let's say you measure the whole market structure, take every segment, take this segment and take this segment, take this segment, take this segment, like every segment you take and create a contour map, right? If you do a contour of every segment, the line chart, and plot it in a separately, you'll see that there is always a variation that you will find. Isn't it amazing? If you take the segment from every move that you can see in the market and take it separately in a separate place, you'll see that there will be infinite number of variation in the market is happening every moment. You will never be able to find that two segment becoming the same kind of pattern if you take a little larger picture. So that means every moment the market is creating a new market structure. Therefore, the only way you can decide about the market is from the observation, because no maths can solve which doesn't ever match with the past. There will be always variation. Then how do you trade as a trader? How can you remain profitable over the long term? Well, there is something that you can apply here, is the probability. That's why it is so important to understand as a trader is what is probability, right? In what situation you will be entering into the trade. Because even the market is not following any specific pattern, there is a probability that you can look at in the market that will give you always an edge in the market. Being a trader doesn't mean that you win every trade, neither you mean that you lose all the trade, but it means that you remain on the edge of the probability. Flip a coin, you get 50% of the time. Flip 3 times, you might get 100% of the time winner or 100% of the time loser. It's possible in a 3 flip, right? Repeat that process for 5,000 times. You will end up coming up nearly to 50%. Could be 48.5% and 51.5% or 49% by 51%, right? So which is probability. Now when it comes down to the probability, where you can see that bigger number really matters. So when you are trading in the direction of the trend, you need a very smaller edge to find a move in the market, and that's what we are looking at. And that's why we are waiting for the market to break any of this key level to give us that possible directional bias in the market, so that we can stay in probability. We can stay in the edge of the market. I hope that that's clear to you. If 3863 doesn't break, 3863 doesn't break, okay, where are you going back down to 3828 and extension 3800? Now if that doesn't break, okay, look at that market here. This is the 4-hour chart. If 3800 doesn't break, then this candle might remain very smaller. Without breaking that low, the market may not find enough momentum for this price to go well above here. And therefore, if we look at, this is the 1-hour market, right? And a big move here coming for a pullback. But in case the market is being able to break that high, we need to wait for retest of this resistance line. And then we see that, okay, the market has broken above completely. And if you look at this 1-hour move, you can see it's a one single bounce to the resistance line, and less likely that this market will be able to go without breaking below further or without proper pullback. Now when you are day trading, it's very important that wait for the market to give you the proper edge with a high probability setup. If 3863 breaks, 3895 and extension 3920. if 3863 breaks, you will see that more often the market will just bounce again back. Let me show you what do I mean by that. You see, if you look at the past, you will know that exactly how the market is doing. You see that here? Look at this move. Let me replay the chart that you understand. You see, this is an uptrending market structure, right? This is an uptrending market structure. The market is maintaining the series of higher high and higher low. And the expectation here that the market will go up and create a new higher high, right? So you see that it has just broken that high. Now, the buyers, most buyers will think of buying because it has broken that swing high. What happened later? The market dodged back below, right? So buying from higher high is not a good idea. Buying from a deep, from a key level is the key to find better trade. Now you can see the market is breaking that high, all right, so which is going to the higher high. You can see that okay, so buying from the higher high is not that you are looking at, all right? So we are looking at the buying from the deep. And that deep is where we are looking at the market to come back for retest. Now we don't, because this is an order block. Keep in mind, guys, this is a key point that we need to look at. Here we have seen that there was a double bottom. The market has broken out, drop back below, form this previous resistance, turn support here, right? And we saw that there was a sideways movement, right? From the double bottom. The market has broken out, tested that previous resistance, turn support, order block, and the market now trending again back above. What we need here is that the market either to come back to that order block again before it potentially create a new higher high, or to create a new level that if you look at daily, you can see that from the daily, the price has tested the lower shadow and it's going up for testing the upper shadow. Now, before it goes to the upper shadow to fill that daily resistance level, as it is NFP day, coming up quite a few high impact news, we can expect the market to possibly retest and then to revert again. And there are some other factors that you can see due to the shutdown. We have seen the market slows down yesterday. There was an unusual break below, and today's NFP is showing that tentative. So basically here we are potentially looking at the spike around that time, as there is no specific time schedule for the news to be coming up, but mostly we'll see the data coming at the same time of the US time that normally data comes during that time period of NFP. We see the dollar yen, there was a rejection from the higher price, but as the previous daily candle was a bull candle, we are expecting dollar yen to potentially trend back below here to this support level. Breaking out from that structure here on gold, and that is what we can see. The market is maintaining this uptrending market structure. The double bottom breakout, pull back to the support. The market is maintaining this uptrending market structure where the price is creating series of higher high and higher low. There is an pure imbalance here at the moment, and what we are looking at to trade that imbalance, but unless we see a clear breakup structure, you're not entering into the trade. 5-minute chart that you can see new levels. We might be able to find an entry during that level. So you can see that here after creating a structure, the market has made a new market structure. I'm looking at the 1-minute chart here at the moment for any rejection from the higher price. Looking at the 15 minutes as well. So there's a break above, and now the market is coming for a pullback. So we can look for 1 hour current support level to see that if there is any entry for us in that area. As the market has managed to break above, as we discussed, it has created a new higher high. Now, as it has created a new higher high, if we look at the 1 hour market structure here, that you can see it's a bullish, and looking at the current 1 hour support, which is in an uptrend at the moment. You can see that it's a bull market. Price is in that move back above. So looking at the 15 minutes and the lower time frame and the 5 minutes chart, now this is the current intraday support level that you can see on gold. And with that intraday support, what we are looking at here, the market to potentially retest that level. As if you look at the 1 hour price action, the candle close coming from the 1 hour perspective, and with that candle close, looking at potentially a pullback, and it's overextended back above. The price has crossed that resistance line. What we are looking at here, that a pullback in that area, and we have changed our potential level to from the 4 hour support to the 1 hour support. As the market has created a new higher high, it is showing that potentially upside momentum. If you look at the previous 4 hour resistance here, you can see this is the previous session's high, which is coming down to this session's low here, and this is the previous resistance, waiting for a possible breakup structure here to that level. If you look at here, you can see this is the around 40 pip. If the market, this is the 1 hour price action, if the market directly drop to this 1 hour support without any pullback. If you look at the 5 minutes chart, you can see that. Then we will be on this trade with nearly to 1.5 ATR to 2 ATR stop loss here in that market. So 26 or 27 pip is 1 ATR on the 5 minute chart, which will be nearly to 40 to 45 pip on the scale of 5 minutes. All right. Now, what we are looking at, as the market managed to break above, for the price to retest this intraday support level as coming up 1 hour candle close. And because the 1 hour candle close coming, with the candle close expecting the market to retest that level and then to return back again. Now if you look at the 5 minutes, you see that it's a red candle. We will be placing a buy limit here with a condition that we want to see that all this move. Okay, so if you look at the 5 minutes, you can see at a complete move here without any pullback. So if the market dropped to that support without any pullback, that means 5 minute chart, but without any green candle, all of them red candle, we will be taking that buy limit here. Otherwise, we will be leaving that trade and we will look for the next entry. I hope that is getting that point here. So the condition here that we will be placing buy limit here, but without any pullback. So we'll be placing the buy limit as long as this candle, this move is coming with one single drop. That means without any proper pullback. If there is any green candle formation here, we will be taking that order out. So you want to see that a break of structure without proper pullback to this support level. So it's looking for a buy limit here in that area for this possible breakup structure, and so place the buy limit here for this potential break above, as we are looking at the 1 hour candle close coming, which is the market is heading back above, and as you can see, this is a lower time frame price action waiting for the market to potentially retest that high and then to return back again to this key support level. We are looking at the candle close and then to rejection back below here in that market. Good morning. Welcome back to the live session. And the market overextended, waiting for that breakout structure for us to find that entry. You can see series of higher low, multiple liquidity trigger, which is maintaining that the market potentially to remain bullish here. So looking at the 5-minute chart, that we are looking for a breakout structure. We place the buy limit here for this move back below to this intraday support level, which is the 1 hour support, a very important level, that looking at the market to come back here, then to reject back again to the upside to create a new higher high in this market. Dollar yen started to trend down here, potentially to break below. So dollar yen showing that downtrend, and we might see that continuation back below, while we are looking at gold to have another breakup structure for us to be able to find an entry here. So our entry here at 3859.19. This is the intraday support level, and we will be discussing more in depth on the strategy later. Buy limit not clear in that area, so buy limit on gold at 3859.19, stop loss at 3854.53, TP target at 3868.87. Welcome, welcome. You're waiting for a potential entry. Welcome. Good morning. Write the number of buy limit. Okay. So you guys, I think you've got that point now. Thank you. We're looking for a break of structure that the market volatility little less at the moment, and that could bring that price slowly back below. As you can see, if you look at the 1 hour candle closed with a bullish engulfer, now that's the sign that the market potentially to remain bullish here. But what we are looking at here at the moment, a pullback, because this is the 1 hour move that you can see. It's one single move has broken that high, where we are waiting for the pullback in that area. That's what we're looking at here in that market. So looking at that zone here for the market to retest and then to reject back again to the upside here to create a new higher high in this market. You see there is a doji on the 15 minutes, which is a narrower red candle, wanting to see the market to potentially break that low here and then to return again back above to create a new higher high in this market. So this is what we're looking at in that area for this price to potentially trend back down here to this support level. Now this week is, especially today with the NFP coming up, is very important, because this is where in the day of NFP is where we are looking for the most the majority of the trade, as the market getting pretty volatile and due to the shutdown that we have seen. You guys look at the shutdown, right? So that shutdown has had an impact in the market. Looking at here in that area, right? So this is where the market currently little slowed down, slowly still maintaining that bullish market structure. And as the way the market is building, the possibility for a break below that, we are looking at this market to come back here to retest that support level. Patience is key in trading, as you know that we discuss every single day. Guys, being patient is the key to become a consistently profitable trader, because when you are being patient, you are triggering that the quality of becoming a better trader, right? And sometimes, especially if you are beginner trader, you might have heard that trading is hard, it's not possible, most traders lose money. It's true that most traders lose money, but if you can keep patience, it's no doubt that everyone can become profitable trader. Because when you know, this is an universal experience, you'll see that anything gets harder, just stick to it, right? At some point it's gonna have the breakthrough as a trader or anything, no doubt. This is how the universe gives something to someone, if you look at from that perspective, right? We only think in terms of personal experience. If you step out of your personal experience and look at from a very bigger perspective, this is how anything can achieve anyone. Now you can see slowly the market is trying to break that low, waiting for that a breakdown on the lower time frame to see the price is coming back to that area where there is a potential rejection in that area. And this is what we're looking to. You can see that this is the lower time frame price action slowly building that momentum, wanting to see that it's breaking that low. Again, it's the trend, and we can see some kind of lower time frame rejection coming, though the volatility is little low, but still we can expect the market to come back to hit that level and then return back again. How far is the London session? It's the timing. With this pin bar that you can see the market slowly breaking back below to this support and then to potentially return again back above. Alright, so you can see there is a break of structure coming. We place the buy limit here at 3859.19, stop loss at 3854.53, TP target at 3868.87. This is the level looking at the market to retest and then to potentially return back again to the major direction of the trend. And as you can see, whenever the price become overextended from any key level, you'll see the price will potentially return again to the baseline. This is what we're looking at, for the market to come back to that baseline and then to return again back to the major direction of the trend. We see that pullback coming, which is what we are looking at. The candle close is very important in terms of the entry, and we are looking at for the price to potentially come back here to that support level to create a new higher high in this market. So you want to see that one single move back below here for this entry, back to the upside. Coming down here to that support level, and that's where expecting the price to potentially come back below to retest that low and then to reject back again to the major direction of the trend. So this is where you can see the price slowly building that momentum here, which is important to see the price to drop down for us to see that potential entry criteria fulfilled for us to get in the trade. We place the pending order here for this move. $15 candle closed with a potentially a bigger red candle, expecting it to break that low to retest that support. You're looking at the market to break that low, potentially to create a new lower low in that area. So we are looking at for the entry on that area for this buy limit on gold, and that is, we can see the market is slowly building that momentum here, and 15 minutes and the 4 hour. So 1 hour support is here. And if you look at here, you can see the price slowly moving back below from the 5-minute chart, that the market is maintaining this uptrending market structure, now breaking out from the structure. This is what we are looking at for the entry to this set here, and waiting for the market to drop back below to retest and then to return again back to the major direction of the trend. There's the break, and we could see that an entry, guys. Let me know how many of you have placed a pending order here. Have you placed a pending order? Say yes if you have placed a pending order. Okay, welcome. And wanting to see the market to break that low here to retest and then to reject back again to the upside. And thank you. Here is the support. The price has broken back below and now it's trying to push that back above. From this zone we have seen break of structure, but we are looking for the deeper drop to the 1 hour support level right before the candle close, and this is the level that I'd like to look see the market to retest and then to enter into the trade for a possible bounce back above. The market trend is up, so looking for the market to come back to retest that level, and you can see there's some kind of rejection coming. Though we were expecting one single red drop, there is a green candle has formed, so still we will be placing the pending order for that move back below. Now patience is very important to become a better trader. As I mentioned earlier, guys, we'll be waiting for the market to hit that level and then to get the potential trade out of market with the potential profit gain here. And there is a liquidity grab. Now we can see the price to possibly to drop back down to that order block. Are you going to see a further drop or break of this high here? Is the lower time frame price action, expecting the market to break that low here to test that support to create a new lower low in this market. This is the 5 minutes price action where the price potentially to you can see two kind of rejection, and this move could start again back above, but I will be looking to see further deepen, then we will be entering the buy here. If the market not dropping here, then this is will not have enough move back to the upside. Potentially we could see even a sideways movement. Looking for further volatility. Here you can see the price slowly breaking that high again. We're getting bigger bearish candle formation on the 1 minute chart. Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is where the market's trying to create a new structure, waiting for the price to potentially drop down here to that support level, where if you look at quite a few long wick dodges in that area, and waiting for the market to possibly break that low, and it may even can continue to rise up from here. If we see that, that is what we're looking at. But this is not a very good move. If we see the market is bouncing off the 11, I don't think the price will be able to create a bigger move unless we see that deeper liquidity sweep from this zone here. So getting the rejection here. Slowly creating a bullish price action from this level. This is quite a few dodgy formation here in that area where the market is so the 5 minutes candle close with a initial rejection from that level, and here's the price has tested this low where the market is trying to break that high, which is that the market is showing up in that area, expecting the market to potentially drop back down here to this support level where there is a high liquidity, and you can see there is some kind of rejection coming. And there is a long wick candle expecting the market to drop down here to this support level, and where the price is approaching that 10 EMA, and would like to see the price to test that level and then to return again back above. Okay, so this is NFP coming up in few hours. As you know that in 3.5 an hour coming up, non-farm employment change, which is showing as tentative because of the shutdown. And what I think the announcement could come back in the same time. So as you know that NFP is absolutely important to look at, and we are looking to see some great trade coming later today. And in that great trade, we would like to see together trading here after this move that you can see there was a significant move earlier, now on a pullback. And the way this market structure is forming, if you closely look at from the 1 hour, you can spot here that inverted head and shoulder, right? Now that inverted head and shoulder is what looking at for the market to trend back up again to the upside to create a new higher high in this market. This is where looking at that this market potentially to continue to trend back here to the upside to create a new higher high. This is what you're looking at for the price to possibly to bounce off that level, to retest and then to reject back again to the upside. Our pending order is there, will be there, And as if you look at that, waiting for the market to retest that key support level and then to trend back up again to create a new higher high in this market. You see there is a consolidation in that area, expecting the market to potentially melt back down here to retest and then to return again. Our pending order will be there, but we are taking a short break from this live. Coming up 3.5 hours, another live session. We would like to see you there, guys, again trading live together. Last day of trading, pretty exciting day, and I would like to see you guys again together, finding the best trade possible in the market. And trading NFP is really pretty exciting. And also from this NFP there will be one lucky winner from at the end of the session. Will get into the academy for the lifetime access to trade with me every single day, along with accessing all my trading tools. That being said, stay tuned for that, and we'll see you there again very soon after a short break for NFP trading. Until that, stay well, stay happy.